What is up, cheap seaters? I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick.
And we're here with a very special bonus episode. Episode 4.5, I guess.
4.5?
Mm-hmm.
We're going in halfies now?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to try to keep this pretty quick and snappy and concise.
Brief. Not boxers.
I know it's a challenge for us, right?
It is. We're very long-winded sometimes. So
we're going to be talking about here is a quick recap and review, maybe not a full recap, but a quick review of and our thoughts on AEW All Out pay-per-view from Sunday.
That's All Elite Wrestling for you noobs.
That's right. So I don't know about you, but this is my first actual AEW pay-per-view I've watched. That's safe to assume for you too.
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure you probably watched more of the weekly episodes than I have. I watched one day after kind of thing, but that was pretty much it leading up to this pay-per-view. Yeah. But there was so much happening at this pay-per-view that I was really excited to sit down and watch it. So
yeah, I was going to ask how much you had seen of AEW before Sunday night, total.
I haven't watched it, but I haven't been following it. So I kind of knew what was going on, but
yeah, so I've watched maybe since Punk came back, maybe about 2 weeks.
Nice. Okay.
So leading up to this, and coming from WWE background, boy howdy, did they I've officially made the switch.
WWE who?
Exactly.
Who?
So, but we'll get into that. So how we were talking a bit about this. How's this going to work? Are we going to do it like a regular review?
I think that'd be kind of fun to try to do it as a excuse me, guys, as a regular review. Just kind of give a recap and winners of each match, and then give our rating of how we felt about each match. So our usual 1 out of 10 with us doing half points or whatnot. So something you get 6.5 or 6 or whatever we feel like giving it, and then giving it an overall review at the end. I think it'd be kind of fun to do it like that.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
As long as you're okay with that.
That sounds good.
Cool.
So let's get right into it. So we're gonna go match by match.
Yes, I got the list right here. I figured because the pay-per-view happened on Sunday, so I mean we were kind of hoping to get this out. Kind of do like a rapid reaction to it, but the pay-per-view ran kind of late, so we weren't able to do that. So that's why we're recording now. But since it's been since Sunday, I figured I'd go ahead and just go down the list.
Well, surprised how long it was. I was expecting maybe 3 hours, but I looked at it started at 8, and then I'm like 11:30, and it's still going. I'm like, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was probably about 11:45, and it was like, oh, now it's just wrapping up. So it was a very long pay-per-view, surprisingly.
Yeah, and they are getting into WWE territory, but hey, I think they only do 4 of these a year, so.
Yeah, we can live with it. We can live with it. Yeah. So, so this show did take place in Chicago, and it was at the Now Arena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure what the Now Arena is, but that's where it was. So, now they actually had a free match on.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
channel. Yeah.
We watched it through Bleacher Report, so we had that's where we watched it. That's where we bought the pay-per-view. But it was, I'm sure it was probably free somewhere else. They said it was probably on YouTube or whatnot. But that one was the Best Friends, who is Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta, and Jurassic Express, who is Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Mm-hmm. Love that name, Luchasaurus.
They wrestled the Hardy family. It's Matt Hardy. Private Party, who is Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, and the Hybrid 2, Angelico and Jack Evans. And
so if we sound like we don't know who a lot of these people are, that's because we don't know who a lot of these people are.
And I don't want that to sound bad, but like I said, this is my. While I followed AEW when it first started, because I know Jericho started, I know Cody Rhodes was there at the beginning. I was so disoriented with WWE. Like, I was so bored with the product that I'm just like, I don't want to watch any wrestling ever again.
Yeah.
But once I started seeing how much talent and whatnot that they got involved in, then that's when I wanted to start watching. So
Yeah, like I put on Facebook last night, it said, actually excited to watch wrestling again.
Yes, so did I. So, I mean, I apologize if we sound like we don't know these guys, but, unfortunately, we haven't been watching straight from the beginning, so I don't know who every single person is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, I don't either, just from the few weeks I've watched. But so this was the classic heels versus face tag team match featuring everybody.
Tag, yeah.
Featuring everybody that didn't get on the main card.
Exactly. And I don't really feel like we need to give a review for this or a number for this. Like you said, it was pretty much just your standard 5-on-5, good guy versus bad guy. Like you said, everybody that didn't make it on a match on the card, they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna throw them together and just have them have a match. And Jungle Express and who did I say? Best friends. Mm-hmm. So they ended up winning. So the good guys win.
I think Jungle Boy got the pin, which he's, from what I've seen, he seems to be a young guy that they're pushing. Seems to be pushing.
Yeah.
And CM Punk, he was one of the ones he actually called out or mentioned in the last couple weeks. So maybe a match going forward.
Nice.
But
I'm also quickly becoming an Orange Cassidy fan.
I love Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, if you have not watched this guy, go and watch some of his stuff. He is it's a fun guy to watch. Just his whole character is just a laid back dude that doesn't give a crap. So it's actually kind of funny to watch him wrestle with his hands in his pocket sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was your standard face versus heels. The faces won, which I feel like it's a good way to start the show. Gets the fans excited that the faces won. So, like I said, we won't really give a review for this. We'll wait into the actual card. So the first match of the night was a pretty big one, and it was for the TNT title. Mm-hmm. It was Miro, who, if you guys don't know, was Rusev in WWE, and he faced Eddie Kingston. And man, I feel like this was a great way to start the show. I feel like both these guys are really big guys, so there's not a whole lot of like flying around kind of action and whatnot. But I just feel like they beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, it was definitely like a kind of a brawler type match.
Yes.
And my wrestling brain, I always try to figure out, okay, who's the heel and who's the face, because I had to watch more, I would have known. I would have thought Miro would have been the babyface.
Well, supposed to come from WWE,
but it seemed like he was getting all the boos.
Yeah.
So
that just comes from our inexperience and not watching it like too much beforehand. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this was a really good way to start the show. Both the guys, just like I said, it was just a heavy hitting match. Mm-hmm. Wrestled the crap out of each other. They made Miro, who apparently, like you said, was the heel. He cheated a win to keep his TNT title. I just feel like it was a really good match to start the show.
It was a good solid curtain jerker.
Yeah. So you want to give a review for it? Or a rating? Not a review.
Quick. I'll do that one 7.5.
So I can give it 7.5. 7.5 for each. I guess we should be writing this down a little bit.
Yeah, somewhere. I think you can probably tell the audio quality is different. So I kind of accidentally killed my computer. So we're doing this on our phones until further notice. My bad. So
yeah, you're bad.
Yeah. My bad. So Nick has to do all the score tracking and looking up stuff on his phone.
Yeah, done did put ourselves in a predicament. Mm-hmm. All right, so the next match of the night was Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima.
Formerly, Jon Moxley, I'm sure anybody that's listening to this knows, but in case you're coming from WWE, it's Dean Ambrose. Mm-hmm. He just seems like he's having a whole lot more fun than he was in WWE. Like, he's given the freedom he wants.
To just be a jerk.
Yeah, and so I think his whole thing he's doing now is he's basically getting to pick the opponents he wants from New Japan.
Yeah.
So
Because if I'm thinking right, he actually wrestled in New Japan for quite a while, so he probably knows quite a bit of these guys that are coming in that he wants to wrestle.
Yeah. So this was just very stiff match, your classic Japan strong style. Like they were just beating each other hard.
Yes, yes, they were. Like, I mean, there was no flying off the ropes or anything for this match. This was just straight chops and straight punches, and I'm pretty sure both of them bit each other at one point in the match too. So I mean, it was like it was interesting to see as an American match. Like you don't normally see this kind of wrestling in America. Like you said, it's more like in Japan where it's just stiff punches and stiff chops and stuff like that. And honestly, like, while, it's kind of fun just seeing people just chop the crap out of each other, it also makes it kind of boring in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm used to that American style, more of the high flying stuff and whatnot. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad match at all, but I mean, it wasn't my favorite of the night either. But
no.
And then at the end, they brought out another Japanese guy. That was
it was I don't know the name. I know his last name was Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're probably butchering that name.
I'm sorry.
It's another guy that he worked with over in Japan, so they've kind of got a history. And apparently, it was a big deal when he came out. So they'll probably have a program going forward. I'm gonna have to look a little more into Suzuki. Yeah. And you want to give a rating to Moxley versus Kojima? Much as I love John Moxley, may say it was a little bit more kind of boring, slower match. I
forgot to mention Moxley ended up winning.
Yeah.
So
I'll do a 7 for that one.
7. I'm just gonna give it a 6. So, like I said, not a bad match at all. I mean, like you said, Moxley seems to just be having a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more freedom to do what he wants in AEW. So I mean, it's nice to see that. But like that match was definitely not my favorite of the night.
Yeah, I'm not putting too much thought into these scores. I'm just trying to be.
All right, next match was for the AEW Women's Championship, and it was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD,
which she actually. I looked this up. She actually is a dentist, practicing dentist in Florida somewhere. So she does both. So.
Good for her. But Britt Baker is your women's champion, and she was facing Chris Statlander, who I really had no idea who any of these women were. But I was quite impressed by the women's match.
Yeah, they were. Which I'll say the WWE women's division has gotten a little bit better from their Divas days, but I'd say this is, a bar. They raised the bar on their women. Yes. So they actually they're not just throwing them into your just women's drama type matches. It's, they seem like they actually get kind of violent from some. I saw one of the clips that one of them was bleeding, so you'd never see blood in the women's match.
No, I only remember one instance that you even got a hardcore match in WWE, let alone a women bleed in WWE. Yeah. But I mean, this one was actually pretty decent. Yeah. I feel like Britt Baker and Chris Statlander put on a pretty good match, told a pretty good story. I would have believed that Statlander could have won the title at any moment. So I mean, once again, not my favorite match, but of course and I hate to say this because it might maybe sound good, or sound bad, but I've never been high on women's wrestling. I feel like sometimes it looks faker than some men's match, but I mean this one was halfway decent. So
it was. It was funny because I came in, I'm like, oh, okay, Dr. Britt Baker, I'll go for her. But then throughout, I'm like, wait a minute. Statlander's got Orange Cassidy in her corner, so I'm very torn. I'm going for her now. And I believe Britt Baker retained the title. Did she have shenanigans going on?
Well, she didn't have shenanigans, but she had to hit her with 3 different moves to win before she locked in. Yes. Once again, I'm a noob at this. I can't remember what her submission move is, but she had to hit her with 3 different moves to put her away. So it made Chris Statlander look really strong too. Yeah. So But rating for women's match?
I'll do. I'll do a 7 for that one too.
Yeah, I'll do a 7. 7 sounds good. All right. So we'll make sure not to talk too long about this one. So the next one was the cage match for the tag team titles, which was the Lucha Brothers, who you don't know is Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo.
Yeah, who I know because I don't know if anybody's watched Lucha Underground. It used to be on Netflix. It came on the El Rey network originally.
I've heard good things about Lucha Underground.
It was fantastic.
I heard really good things.
Well, so I saw Pentagon. He was known as Pentagon Jr. there.
Okay.
So now Penta.
Penta El Zero Miedo.
It's Zero Miero, Zero Fear.
Yes.
So, and I've always been a fan of his since then. So, but anyways, they were facing who?
They were facing the Young Bucks, who has made quite like they're indie scene darlings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like a lot of people know them from. I think they were in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
they were. I think they were partners in creating AEW. I think they had a hand in making this with Cody Rhodes.
Nice. But did I hear right? Are they actual brothers?
I think so.
Matt and Nick Jackson.
I believe so. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So this was probably my favorite match of the night.
Yeah. Okay. So there's I have a favorite match. It's weird how this is going to come out. I have a match of the night, and then I have my favorite.
Gotcha. I understand.
We'll do awards later, but spoiler: this is probably, I think, both of our match of the night.
Yes. Yes, this was such a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tension was high. There's no telling at times who was going to win this match, who they're going to have. It was violent.
Yeah. It was back and forth in a cage match. So there was no tagging. It was just like a tornado, like all four guys all over the same time.
I guess my only complaint about it is I feel like it might have ran just a wee bit too long.
Yeah.
I feel like there were a couple instances that it could have ended and it would have been a good ending. And they just kept going with the surprise. Hey, it's not over yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think these two teams their feud goes back quite a while. Like I don't know how long, but so they've been meeting each other quite a while. But the Young Bucks have had the title for like I want to say over a year, or maybe not quite a year, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
So they had a tag tournament leading up to this, which I had seen in the previous week. So the Lucha Brothers won the tournament. They beat Jurassic Express in the finals to become number one contenders. So it was a good story leading up to this. But yeah, I don't know if anybody's seen Lucha style wrestling, but it is just like 100 miles an hour, like
all the time.
So
okay, but yeah, I mean this was a great match. Rating for you?
I've got to go. I'll give this one a 9.
9. That's cool. I was gonna go with a 9 too. Like I said, like it was a great match. I just feel like it might have just went on just a wee bit too long. The next was the 21-woman Casino Battle Royale for number 1 contendership to the Women's Championship. And I don't know all the women that were in it. I'm not going to try to give you all the women for it. All you need to know is Ruby Soho, who was Ruby Riott in WWE, premiered last, and that's who won the...
Yeah, actually shocked me a bit because I hadn't heard anything, and I'm like, oh, I guess she left WWE, so okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good surprise. And I really didn't have any high expectations for this going in, but I was actually really entertained.
Yeah,
you know,
So I didn't hate this match, but once again, like I always seem a little iffy on women's wrestling, but I mean it was fairly entertaining. Yeah. But I mean, once Ruby Soho came out, you kind of knew that's who they were going to lean towards winning.
Well, I knew it was either going to be her or I think it was Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, yeah,
the kind of other big name
Yeah.
So this one, I'll do a 7.5 for that one, just because I love battle royals.
Okay.
So,
oh boy, it makes me because I was going to go a little bit lower.
That's okay. I feel like I've been sticking just around the 7 area. So.
I think I'm gonna go 5.5 on this one.
Okay.
Like I said, didn't hate it, but just I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah.
Next one was Chris Jericho, who all you guys might know as Chris Jericho from WWE.
Yeah. So,
and he faced MJF. God, what is his actual name?
And it's like Maxwell something.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, who is probably the best heel in wrestling at the moment.
If no one's ever seen him, he does such a good job of making you just hate him, just like want him to lose. And it's not like the cheap stuff like making fun of the crowd and the whatever town they're in. He's just like he seems like he could actually be a jerk. He's just dialing it up. He's a big douchebag.
Yes, he is. But who those who don't know that if Chris Jericho had lost this match, because leading up to this, like MJF had beat him three straight times. So Chris Jericho agreed that if he couldn't beat them this time, then he was going to retire and go to commentating on AEW. So that's what was on the line in this match. And I feel like the story being told for this match was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was great. Which when I hear the stipulations like that, I'm like, okay, so a lot of times that means they're gonna lose. Like Shawn Michaels lost a match like that in his career. Ric Flair did, and they actually lost, and they never wrestled in that company again.
Yeah, which is why I could have seen it both ways. Like I had a feeling. I mean, I could have seen Jericho losing this match.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because he's getting up there in age.
Yeah, he's definitely doesn't have the fit bod that he does. He's kind of got like the Rockers like gut going on. But
Dude can still wrestle. Put on a show though. So
he did a lion salt. So you know.
But I mean, just I feel like the story being told for this one was fantastic. You know, because you guys haven't figured it out, I was talking. Jericho ended up winning, so he's still able to wrestle for the storyline. Still wrestle for AEW. So. But yeah, I feel like this was a really good one. Rating?
I'll give this one. I'll give this one an 8.5.
8.5,
and mostly just for the story alone in the ring, the psychology going on.
Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't the greatest matches I've ever seen, but the fact that these two just put on like such a psychological match, and like you really couldn't tell who was going to win and what was going to happen.
And if a match doesn't have to be just like constant going action like the freaking tag team match.
Yeah,
if they're like MJF, he'd pause and he'd banter to the crowd and stuff. I mean, it's like it's little things like that it's just telling a good story.
Yes. I'm going to give it an 8. I feel like 8 is very fair for that. Next one, here you go. Next one was CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
The match that pretty much made us buy this pay-per-view.
Yes.
So when I said I have a favorite match, this was my favorite match. Just only because the participant involved.
Because you're a Punk homer.
Yes, definitely. And it wasn't. I don't know about if you felt the same way, but I mean, I know you were looking forward to seeing Punk's first match in 7 plus however many years it was, at least 7 years. I thought he still got it. I mean, I'm sure he was because he said he had been talking to the owner, Tony Khan, the owner of the company, for at least like 2 years. So he knew what kind of he was coming back. So he's probably been working out and in shape. But he's a little rusty. Not doing it, but he still got it. I mean, he can do it. I mean, I know.
Yeah. And don't hate me too much because I was going to say the same thing. Like I was excited to see Punk, and I feel like putting him against Darby Allin was good. Wasn't completely blown away with the match. Like I feel like they, with Punk being back, first time in a long time. Because I mean, 7 years in the wrestling business is a long freaking time. but I just feel like he, maybe kept it a little on the lower side. Didn't maybe try as many stunts with this whole thing and whatnot. But I don't know. I like the match. With Punk winning, I don't know if they're going to continue with anything. And then Sting coming out and shaking his hand and showing respect. Mm-hmm. I would, once Punk starts to get back into his groove, I would love to see them do another match. I just don't know if that's where they're headed.
Yeah, I have no clue where Punk goes from here. I know he's here to stay. It's not just a one-off. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be just trying to work with young guys or what, but or he may be working with somebody that we'll talk about later in the show, hopefully. But at some point, I'd like to see him be a heel again, because some of his best work, I think, is being a heel.
Yeah, I can see that. Rating for Punk and Allen.
I'll do an 8 just for my emotions during the match.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give it a 7. All right. Next one was Paul White, who you guys might know is Big Show in WWE, or even the Giant if you go all the way back to WCW. But that's a long time ago. So, and he faced QT Marshall, which the whole thing behind this was. And once again, I didn't watch it, but they did the whole highlight package and whatnot. QT Marshall was apparently picking on Tony Schiavone, and Paul White had come in and he got tired of seeing the crap, so he stuck up for Schiavone, and that's how this whole thing started. This is pretty much your standard squash match.
Yeah, this is probably my least favorite match. I like Paul White, but it's.
Well, and I agree. This is probably the worst. And I say worst, like it's something bad, but it's just it was a squash match. It was there to end kind of a storyline, a small little storyline with QT Marshall and.
Is this the next to last match?
Yes.
Okay, so they probably put this here as a palate cleanser. They did come off of Punk, and you're going to the main event. So.
Yeah. So this. Oh, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I was a squash, because I don't feel like it was supposed to be competitive. So, and
no.
But Paul White ended up choke slamming QT Marshall and his goons tried to cheat to win, but Paul White ended up winning. Yeah. So,
I'll do a 5 for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, you did it higher than I did.
Well, that's my lowest one. The lowest score I've given, so
I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
It is what it is. It was there. Last one of the night was for the AEW World Championship, and it was Kenny Omega, who is the champion, versus Christian Cage, who is the Impact champion for TNA.
Yeah, which I don't have time to get into. I don't understand that whole deal, but whatever. I think Kenny Omega this is actually the first time I've really watched him wrestle.
Yes, I've known who he is.
Yeah, me too.
It's the first time I've actually seen him.
Widely considered the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yes,
but he does he's another one does a great job of making you hate him.
You just hate him, yeah.
So
very much so.
And I was rooting for Christian coming from WWE, of course, because I knew who he was. But it was a good match, good title fight.
Yes.
Because I think Christian was on a win streak. He was the only one recently to beat Kenny Omega.
Yes.
So that's how he got the Impact title. So,
I just think it was a fantastic match. It was one of those to where, at points you didn't know exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You didn't know who was going to win. But just Omega and Christian Cage just seemed to perform really well together.
Yeah.
So I think this was a really good one. Rating for this one?
I'll give. I'm trying to think. I gave I'll do a 9 for this one too.
9. Okay, I'm gonna give it 8.5. All right.
So I think we got. So should we talk about the stuff at the end? We're
actually about to run out of time for this record. Don't we only have 30 minutes for this?
I don't know. We'll see. It says that when I do it on the computer.
Okay.
And I might be able to cut this out. We'll see. If not, sorry. We'll edit it in post.
Yeah, like I said, we
probably won't edit it in post.
So if you're just hearing the bull crap around, hey, we're sorry.
But
like I said, we're recording on our phones, so we're having to use the Anchor app, so we're not entirely sure what's going to happen.
Okay, it's still going past.
Hi guys, hey, we're back. Okay, but yeah, so after so Kenny Omega ended up winning. He retained the AEW championship after wasn't there little shenanigans involved at the end of that match?
Yeah, so his goons, the I don't know, Young Bucks,
Good Brothers.
Yeah, Good Brothers, which is Anderson and Gallows, and I don't know who all, but they came out and just started just beating the crap out of Christian for whatever reason, because they're the NWO, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of AEW right now. And then I heard rumors about somebody showing up.
Yes.
And then this guy's music hit, and I was shocked because it's not who I thought.
Yes. AEW did a very good job of debuting somebody that I don't think anybody had a clue was going to debut that night, and so Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Ended up because I know this. Like I know Adam Cole's name. I don't know
Adam Cole, baby.
I just don't know his entrance or anything. So the lights hit, and I'm like, who the F is premiering with the lights turning off, and then it's like, oh, Adam Cole. And like, oh, nice. I had no idea he was supposed to be there.
And I mean, he was on NXT like 3-4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So it was like an old school WCW and WWE like company change.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wasn't expecting that, but he came out to, you thought he was going to save Christian, but then he ended up just beating him and joining.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, he super kicked Jungle Boy. Like Jungle Boy just got back in the ring here, did a little super kick, and it's like, oh well, you know. And then the Young Bucks kind of, you know, did a little like family kiss on the cheek and whatnot, and it's like, oh, Adam Cole's joined Kenny Omega, and then Kenny Omega's like, ah, you suckers, he's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh well, they just debuted somebody, and they, you know, had him join the bad guys.
But then. Yep. The one that I had heard about, but was still even more excited for, Bryan Danielson.
Who you guys might know as Daniel Bryan in WWE.
Yep.
I mean, you know him as Bryan Danielson if you follow Ring of Honor and stuff like that. But, yeah, he ended up debuting that Sunday night, too. And just I was super excited. I was like you. Like, I had read a little bit beforehand, and there was talks that he was... Because there was talks of him either debuting that night or... kind of in, like, I think it was New York or something like that. So they weren't, like, there was talk, but they just didn't know when it was going to happen. But yeah, so he ended up coming out and helping Christian and the rest of them and drove off Kenny Omega and Adam Cole and the rest of them. Yeah. So yeah, just a fantastic ending to the show. I mean, already a really good show, but to have Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, excuse me.
Had 3 debuts, all 3 from former WWE people.
Yeah.
And it was, and people probably thinking, oh, well, they're just bringing everybody that leaves WWE. Well, yes, but they're also really popular athletes from there. Like, I mean, it's not like they got Sheamus coming and, like, you know, Heath Slater and stuff. I mean, it's Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Adam Cole, like, I mean,
we can spend a whole other we can spend a whole episode just discussing like WWE's whole thing right now, but we won't. We've already passed.
Sorry. So,
but yeah, so I mean, just a fantastic show. I mean, I think most of our rankings or ratings, whatever you want to call them, kind of reflect that. So you know, if you'll give me a chance to do a little bit of math real quick, we'll see. Just need to find the calculator.
So Mike can.
Yeah, don't delete the recording.
It's still recording.
Okay.
I'll do my calculator if you give me the scores.
Okay, so we'll start with me. So I had a 7.5, a 6, 7, 9, 5.5, 8, 7, 3, and 8.5.
Okay.
69.5.
Divide by how many was it?
Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Divided by 9.
6.83. So we'll do 6.8.
Dang, I thought my rating would have been a little higher than that. Oops. Sorry, guys.
If you want to keep that somewhere so I can remember it.
Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Your ratings. You had a 7.5.
Oh, gosh.
75. 75 out of 10.
7.5.
7. 7. 9. 7.5. 8.5. 8. 5. And a 9.
68.5 divided by what? 9?
9, yeah. 7.6. Okay. 7.6.
Okay, so
7.6.
7.6 plus
6.8 divided by 2.
7.2.
So
I'm really. So if I was to put just the score, my own score on this overall show, I would probably give it a 8 or 8.5.
I'm sorry, I kind of dragged.
So, no, that's okay.
Kind of dragged the score down a little.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So one last thing before we do. So our match of the night? I'd say we agree.
Yeah. Well, we have to talk about. We're going to do a few rewards. So we'll do match of the night. I don't remember what we agreed on.
Match of the night. Just favorite moment, and a winner. Not winner of the week, but which superstar or which wrestler moved their needle the most.
Yes, biggest needle mover.
Yes, biggest needle mover.
All right, so favorite match was. Or when we said best match, didn't we?
Yeah, best match. I'd say I think my mind is tag team.
Yeah, tag team cage match.
Yeah,
definitely. Best moment.
Geez, there's so many to pick from. I just seeing Punk in the ring again.
Yeah,
that's mine.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I originally want to go with Daniel Bryanson debuting, but
another choice.
Honestly, I think I'll go with just seeing Sting and Punk in the ring together and just showing mutual respect for each other.
Oh yeah,
I like that because I'm a big Sting fan, so that I got some appreciation out of that. Biggest needle mover.
I was gonna say just winners of the night, the fans.
Definitely, yes.
But biggest needle mover. Oh, I'd say this is a hard one. If you know, you go first while I think about it.
I'm going Kenny Omega. He brought in Adam Cole came in, huge reaction, and immediately had him join him in I can't remember their stable name, but I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega. Got Adam Cole on his side.
That's a good
biggest needle mover.
I'll say Jericho, only because he finally beat MJF
I like that answer.
Avoided retirement.
Yes, I like that answer.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up finally.
Sorry, we went a little bit longer than we originally planned.
So I'm going to try to release this ASAP. Look for it, if not tonight, Wednesday morning, and we'll keep an eye out for our normal episode on Friday. Later.
Keep cheering.